Has your period been late again and you're left wondering why this keeps happening? Welcome back. My name is Gideon. I'm a women's functional health practitioner. And for many years, I struggled with ongoing symptoms from persistent acne to irregular energy, along with irregular periods. And I help make hormone health simple for you. Now, the biggest thing you need to understand when it comes to having a delayed period is what really is causing this delay, and that is your ovulation being delayed. Your period does not just magically show up, it's set on a set schedule and it's tied to when you ovulate. So, ovulation, the release of an egg, this is the main event of your cycle. Often women think it's your period, but it's actually when you ovulate because when you ovulate, that's when you make progesterone, your calming hormone, which dominates and should dominate during the second half of your cycle. And so your period is going to happen approximately 10 to 16 days after ovulation during what's called your luteal or luteal phase. And so, again, this depends on the length of your cycle, but if your ovulation is delayed, your entire cycle, it's going to shift forward because your body hasn't released an egg yet. No ovulation means no luteal phase equals no period on time. And so instead of maybe your usual 28 or 30-day cycle, now you might be left with a longer cycle wondering, where is my period on day 40? This is happening consistently in your life. Then it's good that you're watching this video because I'm going to be diving into what is causing your ovulation to be delayed so you can have more information about your body. But why does ovulation get delayed in the first place? So there are a variety of different reasons. And on my next slide, I'm going to share a few main big ones that you can then connect back to your own life. And so this can look like changes in your routine. Maybe you're traveling, maybe your sleep isn't what it normally is. Maybe you've been having major life events, and so you're going through a transition period in your life. All of these things can throw your cycle off. Nutritional deficiencies as well. So, if your body isn't getting enough nutrients, it's going to impact your body's ability to ovulate. This is the same for if you are over exercising and under eating. This is a stressor on your body. And so it's signaling to your body that you are not safe. And when your body doesn't feel safe, well, ovulation is simply not a priority at all. Illness. So maybe you're sick, so that can temporarily halt/delay ovulation. And as well as if you have hormonal imbalances. So maybe you have PCOS. And so with that, you're having irregular cycles. And a lot of times, something like PCOS is rooted in insulin resistance and blood sugar imbalances, which are, again, added stressors on your body. And so I want you to think of what all these key pieces that we just shared connect back to. What do they really, really mean? Something that connects to each of these is, in fact, stress. If your brain is detecting stress, this is going to slow down signals to your ovaries. This can delay ovulation. And all of these varying factors, well, if your body simply does not feel safe, it's not going to prioritize reproduction. Everyone always says stress impacts your hormones, your sleep, your skin, your cycle, your weight, your energy. What can we really do about this? And so I want you to know something that's incredibly important, that what is showing up for your period, your cycle right now, is a reflection of what has been going on over the last 90 days. And so you might hear this and think, what? A period happens every month as a result of what's been happening that month. Not true. And so I want you to think of one cycle as a 90-day journey. And so the reason for this is approximately 3 months before a follicle releases an egg, it begins the process of maturation in your ovaries. And so these follicles, they are developing gradually under the influence of what is happening over your hormones over this period of time. And so the most noticeable changes are going to be leading up to your period, but the entire 3 months, it's influencing the health and development and the health of these follicles and the hormones that control them. This is impacted by the way that you are living your life, how you are sleeping, how you are managing stress, what is going on in your life, what your nutrition has been looking like. It all plays a role. Your body feels it. In fact, your hormones are little chemical messengers, and in every moment are helping you interact with your external environment. And so, what you're doing right now, it's not just impacting your next period, it's also going to have an impact on the one that follows that. And so, when we take a step back, a big step back, and look at the past 90 days versus what has just been happening in the last month of your life, this is going to paint a picture for you. Delayed, maybe heavier, maybe more painful, maybe more challenging. What patterns have you noticed in your life? Has this been happening since your first period, throughout your teenage years, into your 20s? Maybe you're in your 30s or 40s right now. So, I have a few questions to ask you to help to put this in perspective for you so that you can piece together the clues of your own body. Question number 1 is, have I been putting everything and everyone else first, leaving little time to take care of myself? When my period was irregular, and that wasn't the first symptom I had, but I'm of the belief that the body will get louder and louder until we are forced to listen, and so might start with a little bit of acne or irregular energy, and then it for me, it turned out to full-blown acne, really heavy periods, now having cramps for the first time, and my cycle, I couldn't count on it to come every single month, my period. And so then I had to take a look at my lifestyle and what it had been like for so long and what changes I truly needed to make to support myself better. Number 2 is, what did my sleep look like 90 days ago? Am I over exercising and not getting enough sleep, rest? Am I in bed by 10 whenever possible? Sleep is one of the most restorative things that you can do for your body, and I have a whole video on how to improve, support your sleep, so you can go check that out later. And then over the past 90 days, how often have I been nourishing my body with fat, fiber, and protein at breakfast? Sometimes I'll work with a woman and actually eating breakfast is something that she's not used to. It's a challenge. It's not something that she's been doing for a long period of her time. And a lot of times it's because the morning is go, go, go. It's rush. She's grabbing a granola bar and getting out of there. But what that does is it starts your day in a really stressed out state. And so your body feels that and it goes into the rest of your day with that energy, where what we want is for you to feel safe. And so by starting your day with a meal that's not going to spike your blood sugar levels, but support it, making sure that you are nourished, this is going to help with that safety. If you would like to dive deeper into the phases of your cycle, there are 4 specific phases that you go through that lead up to your period: follicular, ovulation, luteal, and then your menstrual when you're menstruating. I have a YouTube video series diving into each of those that I will have linked below so that you can better understand how to nourish, support, movement, what all of that looks like, lifestyle to be very supportive to your phases. So I'll leave the link to that below, and I actually have a cheat sheet, so you can download that below, and I'll leave the link for that, and it'll also connect you to those videos. Now, as always, I am sending you love wherever you are.
I wanna know your name, baby.